Adam stood up.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it as well. I should have let him introduce himself.
Yeah.
So basically, this week we have a new feature, which is we have the new cam for the bingo balls, so you can all take part in that experience, and that will be popping up as we draw the thing. But first, I think what we want to do is do the draw for the mission, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. So just while we're preparing the dice, because this is going to take some time, obviously, just to let everyone know, we have now got a spillover night. So Wednesday nights we'll be able to host a couple of new games, a few smaller games I should say, upstairs when everyone else is playing role-playing. You can use the 2 spaces upstairs, but be respectful to those RPG players, because at the end of the day they want to have some quiet space as well, so just bear that in mind. But more nights for playing?
Yeah, you've got six. Well, what Wednesday? Yeah, so 6 nights you can get your league games in twice a week. Wednesday nights, Thursday nights.
Yeah.
So double the opportunity to get those league games in there, which I think is great.
Right. Okay. Well, first things first. The thing we're all waiting for. The mission, please, Mr.
Come on,
Studland.
Servo Skulls.
We got a 3 on the dice roll. Technician, what's the 3 on the table, please?
I hate you.
We shouldn't
Sorry.
outsource this to China, should
No,
we?
we shouldn't. Unfortunately, we've got a new intern who isn't quite as well greased. We need to obviously use more grease to get them working.
Baby oil, maybe. next
Baby
time.
oil? Yeah, baby oil. Grease is too sticky.
Yeah.
So just bringing it up now. We just need the number, please. Number 3. Hoping it's not the same one as last week. Which it is. So
It is.
please, can we do a redraw?
Thank God for that.
Number 4.
We
Number
haven't played
4.
on that one.
Number 4 is. It is Scorched Earth, Chilling Rain, Search and Destroy. So what we'll do is we'll share that as we did on the website. Everyone can tune in, and I'll write up a little article about everything, and we'll share the link for this afterwards to offer everyone who hasn't seen it.
Fantastic.
So,
What mission is that? It doesn't come to mind.
Scorched Earth, I believe that is the one where you can blow up.
When you burn the objectives and your
Burn the
opponents
objectives.
and no
Yep.
man's land.
So I think
Interesting.
they're worth 5 for everyone you blow up in No Man's Land, 10 for your
10 for your
opponents.
opponents, yeah.
So you can kind of come back from the back on that one. If you're
Yeah.
not scoring much primary at the beginning, you can wait for that last turn to just kind of jump on the enemy's objective and burn it for 10 points.
Yep.
And score the 10, of course.
Or just ignore the mission rule like I think most people do all game and score them normally.
So, how did we do last time then? We had some shock results last time.
I wouldn't necessarily say well, I suppose the scores were probably shocked. So
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
going
so.
into the round, especially at 1,000 points, it's obviously the game isn't traditionally balanced at 1,000 points, so there's a few more options. You can get people with massive skew lists,
So-
really take advantage of the
Adam's
1,000
monster
points.
list.
I don't know what you're on about. No one would ever do
You
that.
obviously took note from Andy's tank list from last season.
Well, I was worried about going into Andy's tank list from last season, so that is why I built something that could deal with that maybe somehow. But yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, unfortunate result for Andy, I think. But you know, the beauty of this system is the 20-0 WTC system, so you can still lose 1 or 2 games in the league and still come out on top if you get an opponent who's performed well during the league.
Yeah, and if your opponents go on to score points, which I'm sure Adam will do now, they'll be
Yeah.
better.
Hopefully. I'm still shocked that I beat you. But
And well, everyone's list is submitted.
Yeah, everyone's lists were in time, which was good. Obviously, the deadline was slightly earlier this time to give me a bit more time to sense check with the data slate and obviously the points differences. This is the last of the 1,000 points because we go up to 1,500 after this round, so it'd be interesting to see what impact the data slate has had. Quite a lot of lists were the same, I'd say probably about 50-50. Half the lists were the same as last round.
I didn't change mine.
I think for those that had big, obviously like Drakari for example, and a few other factions
Yeah.
that had substantial changes.
Well, there's a point actually.
They
New
can
data
get
slate
rebuilds.
this time, so don't forget that, everyone.
Yes, yeah, should be very. I mean, there wasn't too many core rule changes this time round, so it's more the army and points tweak. So,
And the lists themselves, will you be sharing those later?
yeah, so we have the sheet of lists available again. So as soon as once the draw's finished, we will share the missions and the lists this afternoon, so everyone has access. And again, get your games in. As Josh said at the start, Wednesdays and Thursdays every week in theory is available. But just to be clear, we don't want 15 games turning up on a Wednesday night to play. So if you are looking to play your league game on a Wednesday, I think at this point in time, if you can let one of us know, just so we can have an idea of numbers to make the RPG players aware.
Yeah.
But it's certainly available, and if you are struggling for a Thursday in the next 3 weeks, Wednesday's perfect option.
Is
Yeah.
that only 4 league games
What do you mean, sorry?
on the Wednesday?
4? Well, we said to the red room, as I still call it, because we used to have that red sheet. We know we can normally fit uncomfortably 5
4 or
games
5
in there.
games in,
But
yeah.
that's, I don't think it's going to be an issue. Just like I said, just be respectful of the RPG players. They need a quiet space, so close the door. That's all. I think that's fine.
Yeah, no good news.
A
No,
great-
no need to go Rex Hammer anymore. Come and play at Daniel Owen on a Wednesday.
I would say this isn't a strategic ploy to bring down Rex Hammer, but of course we have a respectful relationship with them.
I don't think we need a strategic ploy. They'll do it themselves.
With that in mind, I think we should probably move on to the bit that everyone's
Let's get going.
excited for. So what we'll do is we'll start typing out the names. They should come up on the screen on the right. Ben's got his balls ready.
Yeah, have we activated Bingo Cam? I'm excited for this.
Yeah, we have. Oh my god.
Bingo Cam's active.
Give us a jingle on the bingo ball.
Well, I want to see if the thumbs up is coming through clear or not.
Coming up. We can't see the screen right now. Yes, we've got
Perfect.
the thumb up.
So a little jingle.
Okay, grease.
A bit greasy.
Get
Good
the
to
interns to rub themselves on it.
go. Right. It's descended into madness. The first ball, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's get going. Right, that's nice and mixed up.
Hold.
The first draw is number 11.
Number 11. Who's number 11 then, please?
Ian
Is
Rogerson.
Ian Rogerson on Chaos Space
Space
Marines.
Next
First
up
up.
is number 22.
Number 22. Are we not doing winners versus winners?
Good point. We didn't even factor that into the round, did we?
So,
Oh my god.
it's fine. What was that? Number 11 versus 22?
Yes, but we need to factor in winners, otherwise it's completely.
It's true, but those are both. What we'll just do is we'll
We'll
just draw
split
if
the
it's
winners
10 or above, then we know it's a winner. Or 10 of 11 to 20, it's 14, isn't it?
all these technical changes. Didn't
Yeah, I
actually
know.
plan for a
Okay,
double
never
draw.
mind. We'll just keep.
Well, I'm just making sure we've got a record of the winners and losers, so we can draw them out as they come out.
Yeah. A suggestion, Ben. Keep top 14 to the left, bottom 14 to the right, and then as they draw, they match. Yeah? No, left, over there. And then we know if it's 14 or less, it goes on the left, and if it's...
Well, I was going to do winners and losers. We need to separate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the top 14 will be...
Yes, good point. They will do because
Yes.
the league tape we're using.
So we'll just
the league
keep
tape.
drawing, and that's
Perfect.
fine. Live TV is all.
So, 18.
Which is above 14, so that goes into 22.
So who's
Who's
20?
18 and 22, please? 18 we have Stephen Bennett on his Necrons, and 22 is Tristan Ashby on World Eaters.
So Stephen Tress.
That's going to be an interesting one.
Oh, can those Necrons? I'm sure Stephen played into World Eaters this week. I'm sure he did.
Steve Bennett, it's bearded Steve.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
sure
so
he
Steve
into World
played.
Eaters.
No, he played Nathan's CSM.
Yeah.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yes, for the
Okay.
third time in a row. He played Nathan's
No,
CSM.
sorry, in a casual game. So I think he's got the experience into World Eaters now.
Yeah, I think World Eaters into Necrons is probably one, I guess, a strong option because you need to get into them to shut them down, and if you get into the Necrons on the charge with your berserkers and
Yeah.
your extra attacks, you can do some damage. But yeah, interesting matchup that one.
Yeah, depending on the
Interesting
Necron
matchup.
list, you'd imagine all these
Boys.
Okay, next is 21.
21, and that is Lee Hughes with the roll.
Against 25.
25, we have. Who's 25th on the league list? We have. I can't see it from here.
Curtis Jump.
Curtis Jump on Chaos Space Marines. Okay.
Okay, so that one was Curtis versus Lee. Two relatively new players to the edition as well, so I think that's a good matchup, that one.
Yeah, good.
For Curtis and Lee.
Good.
Next up is number 20.
That's Philip Roberts with his Adeptus Sororitas.
One of our first
Four
of
Sisters.
Four Sisters players. Against number 26.
Number 26, that's Eros with his Eldar.
Udos. So that was Eldar into who, sorry?
Into Sisters.
Sisters.
Phil
Sisters.
on his Sisters.
Okay. So we're getting all the sisters out of the way. I don't
Next up is 17.
That is Mike Dolby.
It's effectively turned into a loser's draw, strangely.
Albers still world eating.
Mike is on his World Eaters. Against number 6.
Oh, no, that wouldn't.
that would be. Is that 6 or 9?
It is 6, the 9
That
is
is-
not.
Well, they're both Dark Angels, but that
No,
one
6
is.
is going to have to go into the draw for
Yeah,
the winner.
yeah.
So 6 is going to be playing number 11.
Yeah. So that's Ian Rogerson versus Simon Payne.
CSM into Dark Angels. Dark Angels back with their brethren, fellow Chaos Marines. That should be a good game.
Yeah.
Next up is 24 against Mike.
That is our very own Andy Fury on Astra Militarum.
So that is 17 into 20.
4, yes, so
24.
Andy and Mike Darby, isn't it?
Yeah, it is World Eaters into the heavy tank list.
Has he got Angron in that? 1,000? I don't think he has he?
I've not, top of mind, I think he added some Chaos Lords potentially to his thousands.
Right.
I'm not sure if he's got his
Shall we
allies
have a-
in
Shall we
there.
have a quick look?
For the intern, the numbers are on here if you need to double check the names of the draws.
Interesting. Bottom. He named this the Leroy Jenkins list, which I believe is everything is just going to be
Charging.
straight charged up that field
It's
into
unusual
into
for
the
World
tanks.
Eaters.
Yeah.
So
Master of Execution, some Jackals, big blob of Berserkers,
Lots of
Rhino,
8-bound.
lots of 8-bound, and a Chaos Spawn.
So
2
I think
Chaos Spawns.
very much.
So we have 5 draws so far. So I guess we should move on.
Yeah, I'll just say very much a game there if Andy can shoot them before they get into
get-
combat. So should be an interesting game. Right, next up is number 10.
Number 10.
Number 10, that is the one, the only Adam Stoddart on his Tyranids.
Oh, let's see what we get here.
Oh, please don't be me.
So who is playing the mighty monster list?
I'm nervous.
Oh, it is number 1, which I believe is
It's
Chris.
Jordan.
No,
Oh, no.
Chris,
His
Chris Whitehead with
Ultramarines.
Ultramarines.
Alphabetically, Chris takes the number 1 slot, fresh off of his tournament this weekend. On his list.
Pop some Smurfs.
Yeah, I would say based on Chris's list, I think he does at least have firepower to take down monsters.
Yeah.
Certainly not full of anti-vehicle. I think there's aggressors in there and some centurions and all sorts. So
You won't struggle with your monsters too much.
No, they won't.
Good game.
Centurions, Aggressors.
Yeah, and they can jump about the
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
It's not an easy one for you, that
It
one.
is,
list.
it is not. It's going to be
okay. I'm jumping about today. Next up, number 23.
That's Young Alex with his Necrons.
Sweet. Against number
Harry.
27.
Against some more Smurfs.
So Necrons versus Ultramarines.
Okay.
I've distinctly noticed that I know Andy's come out already.
Yeah.
Well, for that, because I've not come out. Listen, I was starting to think, hang on. If I'm getting Andy, you two have definitely been playing some tricks on me with these numbers.
Oh my god.
You don't notice
Here
the
we
balls
go.
come from underneath.
Yeah. Next up is number 5.
Number
Number 5,
staying alive.
that is Matthew Jones.
Matthew
with
Jones.
his Chaos Demons.
Oh, he's
Which
gone-
is a monster list this time round. Matt has gone.
I think everyone's taken notice, haven't they? From
So, number 4, please.
oh
His versus number 9.
Number 9, Luke Keenan with Dark Angels.
no. Oh, that's interesting.
Mm.
I wonder how well Dark Angels go into Demon Monster Mash.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
it's two. If I think pretty sure Luke is playing the new detachment, so it's 2 3-inch deep strike armies going into each other.
Good, they
so that
deserve
should
each
be,
other,
Yeah.
yeah.
that should be quite interesting. Who's going to get within 3 inches first?
Yeah. yeah.
Next up is number 8.
Number 8.
is Stephen Davis with his Necrons.
Against number 7.
Number 7, that's Richard Naismith on his Chaos Knights.
Ooh, Necrons
Okay.
into Chaos Knights.
So it's a familiar game for Rich. I think
Yeah.
he's played so much into Necrons over the years.
It is. I mean, Steve's list, Necron list, did have a fair bit of firepower, so should be interesting. Yeah, I think that's probably a good fair matchup.
Comes
that
down
one.
to how many wraiths you
Yeah, I think it's quite Wraith light actually. Steve's list, from memory. Anyway, we shall see. Next up, number 16.
Number 16, that is Mr. Alex Sodek.
2.0.
Versus number 19.
Number 19, that's a Mr. Ben Lane with
Oh.
Drukari.
Oh.
That's another Nids versus Drukari game.
Nids again.
Just after he swapped for all his Dark Hunters, I'm sure, into.
I will need to.
Warlords.
Luckily, I don't have any anti-vehicle this time round.
Okay, that's fortunate.
So, although I don't remember looking at Adam's list. So if Alex has changed his list to 7 monsters, then
We're playing on different days, so we can just swap.
yeah. Oh, yeah, because you two are rotating those
Yeah,
things
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Okay, that'd be a fun match. I always
Scandal.
enjoy my games against Alex. As long as he's not bringing 7
So I
monsters.
feel there's still in the top table there's still Jordan, myself, Jason.
Unlucky for some, number 13.
Number 13, that's Nathan Evans.
That's going into the winners.
That's right.
side.
Winners pile.
CSM.
Yeah, a nerfed CSM in fairness.
Yeah.
Still did manage to eke out the win against Steve. Against number 12.
Number 12, that's Jason Edwards with his Adeptus Sororitas. I think that's all of the
No.
sisters out, isn't it?
Oh, it is sisters, yeah. Or is it, I think.
Yeah, sisters into so it's Jason's is playing sisters into.
Oh, yeah, Jason hasn't been drawn yet with his sisters. Has he?
Nathan.
that
yeah,
was
so that's
Jason.
Nathan.
That was
CSM into
Jordan.
Jason. Yeah.
Thinking Jordan.
Yeah,
Jordan.
CSM was still.
Oh, yeah, Jordan's
still left in the pot.
I forgot he was playing sisters.
If I remember rightly, yourself and Jordan had avoided each other last season.
I
as
didn't.
well.
Yeah, we did avoid each other.
Okay. Number 2, Jordan
Number 2,
Davis.
Jordan with his sisters.
Oh, will there be a
Come
big?
on, Fred.
Will there
Come
be a
on,
big
Fred.
number
Come on,
4
Fred.
coming out?
Come on,
here?
Fred.
We're going to give them an extra big stir this time.
I
What
think
are we
I
gonna
got
get?
four on my sleeve here.
It is number 3.
Oh, Josh Burns, Space Wolves.
So
Dodged a bullet there.
that is Josh's. I think he still has a very heavy Thundercav list. Very quick, very hard hitting.
They used to play each other quite a bit, I think. So
I believe that they are long-term opponents. Josh and Jordan
well,
played
this
each
is
other
the-
many
this
times.
is the game that matters, gents.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's what you've been training for.
So I'm in there. somewhere.
Yeah. Next out, number 14.
Number 14, that's Mr. Larkin with his Space Dwarfs.
Oh,
I think 14 goes into the top loser side.
Well,
If I'm not mistaken. Is that right? Is
it's-
that the
it
bottom
was a
half?
draw.
No, it's the bottom.
No.
Oh, it's a draw. Oh, okay.
yeah.
No, it
Oh,
doesn't. does it?
into
Number 4.
Mr. Townley.
I'm going into it.
So James,
Joshua
it
Jarley.
was a draw that match.
So you're going to keep it.
So it is James's opponent. No, James won that game by 1 point. So
sure?
yes,
You remember it?
yep. James won the game. It was a 10-10 draw, but James beat Ty by 1 point. So James goes into Josh.
Okay.
Leaves
Jason Paul.
I keep thinking he hasn't.
number 15, which
is
should
Ty.
be Ty.
With his Facebook.
Yep.
Yeah. 15 goes into
Number 28,
28
which is
is
Paul Murphy
Astra
on
Malataro.
his guard.
So that's the full draw. Okay. So we'll just go through it, I think, and just check everything's up to date. So what do we have? So on the winner's side, we have.
So the first draw was 11 versus 6,
So that is Ian Rogerson versus Simon Payne.
10 versus 1,
That is Adam Stoddart versus Chris Whitehead.
Yeah.
5 versus 9,
Matthew Jones versus Luke Keenan.
8 versus 7,
Stephen Davis versus Richard Naismith.
13 versus 12,
Nathan Evans versus Jason Edwards.
2 versus 3,
Jordan versus Joshua Burns.
and 4 versus 14.
Joshua Townley versus James Larkin.
And then we have 18 against 22,
Stephen Bennett versus Tristan Ashby.
21 against 25,
Lee Hughes versus Curtis Jump.
20 versus 26,
Philip Roberts versus Eros.
23 versus 27,
Alex.
Slow down. Well, the last one was Aros on the
Yeah.
screen.
and too
Remember,
quick.
Taylor's got to type this out.
You've named your intern.
Unfortunately.
Oh.
Makes them less disposable.
So we're there. Are we? Sorry, Taylor. Are we caught up?
All right.
17 versus 24.
Mike Dolby versus Alex Tarek. Young Alex.
We are missing a name on there. So,
What was that one?
what was it?
It was Mike Dolby versus Alex Tarek. Young Alex.
For now, just to differentiate, because you've got multiple Alexes there. Next,
23 versus 27.
which is?
Oh, wait.
We said we did that one and then went back because
Yeah.
David missed it.
Oh, I've just read out the
Yes, you have.
17.
That's wrong.
Oh, Mike Dolby versus Andrew Fury.
That's already up there. Okay, yeah. Just,
Yeah. And then Richard Tarek versus
27, which is Harry.
Harry.
yeah, got that one. Next.
16 and 19, which is
Alex Sodek versus Ben Lane.
Yep.
and 15 versus 28.
Ty Salone versus Paul Murphy.
Got it. So there should be 28 on there, 14 fixtures. And then if that's everything good, I'll be able to publish that later with the mission pack. And when is the deadline? 3 weeks from...
3 weeks from Monday.
3 weeks from Monday. At which point we'll do another draw and we'll start this all over again. So, with that, I guess that's...
Yeah, deadline is 10th of March.
10th of March.
10th
Oh,
of
great,
March,
thanks.
yeah.
I was going to ask. Didn't want to put you on the spot. 10th of March deadline. Great. All right. Thanks, gents. Good luck. Get out there, roll some dice, and have fun.
Yeah.
That's great.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.